Welcome again to one of my Java lessons, and my name is Kari Laitinen, and I'm now going to speak about inheritance in programming or inheritance in Java programming. So the main thing today to learn is the inheritance, a new concept in programming, and we will learn this by modifying this program called Animals.java. So the Animals.java has a class called Animal or named Animal, and now we will going to derive a new class from the Animal class, and that's called inheritance then. And we are going to learn new keywords like keyword extends and keyword super. And you can find this animals.java from my site naturalprogramming.com. And so if you go there, you first have to click this Java icon, and then you will find this page. And here is a long list of programs, and there is one section there called classes with constructors, and one program, example program, is there, animals.java. I have already downloaded it, and well, we can compile and execute the program. So I will compile it. And I will run it, and it always produces the same output. It says, hello, I am a cat, I have eaten fish, chicken. Then there is, hello, I am a vegetarian dog, I have eaten salad, potatoes. And then there reads, hello, I am a cat, I have eaten fish, chicken, milk. So here we have three animal objects speaking, or they speak through by outputting these lines to the screen. So I have already the animals.java open in the program editor here. So the file is called animals.java, and it has now two classes inside it. It has a class called animal, and then there is another class called animals. So there's only one letter difference in these names, and the animals class has only the main method. And we could first take a look at this main method. So here we create first we create two animal objects with a new keyword or new operator, and we always give the species name as a parameter to the constructor here. And then we feed the animals. We call the feed method with a dot operator. We feed the cat object with the fish and chicken, and we feed the dog object with the salad and potatoes. So these animal objects, they eat strings of characters. Then there is another possibility to create an animal object, and that other possibility is to make a copy of an animal. So I create another cat here, and I supply this previously created, so the cat object is originally created here, but here I supply the parameter, the cat object as a parameter to the constructor, and well, then the constructor makes a copy of this animal, and then I feed the another cat with milk. And in the end, I call this method makeSpeak for all of these objects, and the makeSpeak method produces then these lines to the screen. For instance, that this text is produced by this call, and this call then produces these lines. So we can create animal objects, we can feed them, and we can make them speak. And then the animal class itself, it looks like this. There's again the keyword class, and then the class name, and this class has two data fields or data members, and they are both strings. There is a species name and stomach contents. And when an animal object is created with this constructor, the species name is given as a parameter, and it is simply copied to this data field. So the given parameter is copied to this data field, and then the stomach contents is marked as an empty string, so there is nothing in the stomach of the animal at the beginning. And if there is also the other possibility to create an animal object, and that's such that you give another animal as a parameter, and then this constructor simply copies the both data fields. So with the dot operator we can refer to the data fields of the other object, and we simply copy them, or we make these data fields reference to the corresponding objects of the other animal. And the feed method then is that you can give a string of characters as a food for this animal, and then with the plus operator we simply join, we refer to the string, the original stomach contents, and with the plus operator we join this food string to the existing string, and we also add a comma and space character. So for that reason, when we take a look at this output, the food inside and the stomach is separated with a comma and a space character, and there is also always a comma and a space character at the end of the stomach. And then we have this method makeSpeak. It doesn't take any parameters, and it simply displays these texts and puts the values of these two data fields among those texts. So that, for instance, there is the species name here is, for instance, in this case, the species name is vegetarian dog, and then there is full stop or period, which is this, and then there is this text precedes the species name there. So that's the way how these animal objects, how they speak. Now our main thing that we are going to study today is that we are going to study inheritance. So inheritance means that you can make a new class by using an existing class. And so, for instance, in case of animals, because you know that there are different kinds of animals, and so also although this is a very textbook program and not useful in real applications, but in some. But the usual case is that if there is some kind of things that are related to each other, it is common to describe them with the classes that are related to each other through inheritance. So, for instance, we could now make a new class of this animal class, and we could make a such thing that we could make an animal that eats other animals, and well, such an animal could be called a carnivore. So let's make a class called carnivore, and this class will be then such that it eats other animals. So I will and when I want to well, when I so the normal thing is to define the class like this, but when I want this class to inherit another class, I use the keyword extends, and then I write the name of the class that is extended or inherited, and in this case the class name is animal, like this. And usually the inheritance means then that when I write like this, I create the carnivore class named carnivore from this class animal. It means that all the data fields and the methods, they are inherited. That's the normal case. So that I will inherit these two data fields and these two methods. So when I write like this, this method feed and method make speak. So when I write like this, this class carnivore will behave as if those data fields and those methods were written inside this class. But we don't have to write them there because they are inherited. And also the case is that when the inheritance takes place, usually you need to write new constructors, because the constructors are not part of the inheritance. So we must write the new constructors, and this means that, for instance, I could just make a copy of this constructor like this. I will copy it and I will paste it here like this. But I have to change this name because the name of the constructor must be the same as the name of the class. So I will write here like this. And this would mean then that I could this carnivore class would be almost the same as the animal class when I specify it like this. But let's save the file and I will try to compile it. See what happens. And it says error, no suitable constructor found for animal, no arguments. And these two animal constructors are not applicable, it says. So there is in this inheritance thing is such that that if I have a class like this, that is a subclass. So these are also new terms here, so that new terms here, so that the animal can be called superclass, and carnivore is a subclass. I'm using these terms, so I had to write them. So when this when there is a subclass of some class and there is a constructor, the normal thing is that when this constructor is executed, when this carnivore object is created, so the normal thing is what happens. The system automatically calls the so-called default constructor of the superclass, and the default constructor is such that it doesn't take any parameters. But now there isn't a default constructor in the superclass, in the animal class, so therefore this program resulted, or this compilation error took place. So but I can write the default constructor here like this, that it would be so this is the default constructor as it doesn't take any parameters, and it can be like this. Now there is a default constructor there, and if I recompile it, then it works okay. So this is a very logical thing actually, so that logical thing that if we think that normally these constructors, they are used to build or construct objects, and normally they are usually doing all kinds of initializations. So normally we need to initialize first the things that are done in the parent class or superclass, and then we have to do the initializations that are done in the current class. But now, after we have done these modifications, we can now create these carnivore objects like tiger is beast, carnivore. It eats other animals. and we can feed. Well, let's feed him a frog and make it speak. Like this. I will put some. I will print also some new line to the end. Looks better, the output. So let's recompile the thing. And let's run it. It says here at the end, hello, I am a tiger, I have eaten frog. So we can see that the carnivore objects can now be used in the same way as the animal objects. So it means that these two methods, feed and make speak, they were inherited for the class carnivore. But usually it's not. It doesn't make sense if we don't add anything to the new class. So in this case, we might, as I said, let's make this carnivore such that it can eat other animals. So let's make here a new method of new feed method, and so let's do it. So, and we can do so that so we will make it so that it can eat other animals. So the parameter is type animal. Like this. And so we can because the original feed method is like this, that it adds something to the stomach contents. It adds this parameter, but in the place of that we might add. I will make a copy of this. And I will copy it here. Like this. So in place of this, we could make it so that this, because we can as you can see also already here that in the constructor that it is possible to refer to the data fields of the other animal like this. We could make it so that we will we will mark the species name as the thing that is put into the stomach. So we will write like this. Now it happens when I do this. Let's test it that I can compile it. No errors. So when I make this modification, where you will see that there are now two methods that have the same name. So there is a feed method, and it is inherited to this subclass, and here is another feed method. But because they have now different types of parameters, that's no problem. So two methods can have the same name as long as they have different types of parameters, or as long as they take different types of parameters. Well, we could test this then here, that we would make this test animal eat and we would give it to the dog, like this. Let's see what we can. Compile it and then we run it. So you can see that now, because the species name of this object is the vegetarian dog, now that species name is in the stomach of this carnivore. So this class carnivore is such that it has a new one more method than its superclass. We could also do so that we could also make an own speaking method for this carnivore class, so that we could add one line of text there. So let's copy it like so. I will copy the make speak method from the upper class and I will paste it to the subclass, and I will add there one more line of text. Like this, carnivore. Let's make a carnivores are also called meat eaters. And I will add there still one new line like this. Let's save it and let's see what happens. Now you can see that what happened here is that because before we had this makespeak method inside the class carnivore, it used the same method as was in the upper class. But after I added this method to this this class, it used this method and it produced this one extra line of text there. So it means what it means now, that it means that now that because now there is in both classes there is a method called makespeak, but now the system works so that it automatically uses because normally this method would be inherited from the superclass. This makespeak method would be inherited from the superclass, but when we write the same method in the subclass, then this particular method is used for the subclass objects. So the system takes care that it automatically uses the correct method for its object. And let's still do one more thing, because now it is so that well, I will add there one space. The output looks better. It's also, this is going to be very complicated, but I will show it in any case, so that it's possible that, because now this part of the makespeak method, it is the same in both. It's the same in both classes. So it is. That's also possible that we will use this. We will use this so that we can call the corresponding upper class method here in place of this. So I will do it so that I will call here the corresponding upper class method, and it should go like this. I'm not completely sure that if I can do it, but let's try it. So it should go like this. I would write here super, and that's another keyword, super make speak. Let's try it if it works. Yes, it works. But there is this one difference of one line there. So that now it makes so that when this makespeak method is invoked for this carnivore object, the program execution comes here, but it first calls the corresponding superclass method. This one here. It calls this and executes that, and then it does this one more line here. And you can actually do the same thing with the constructors, so that you can also use this super keyword with the constructors, and because now basically these two constructors, they are the same. They are exactly the same, so you can. It would be possible to use the super keyword to call the constructor of the superclass. So I could replace these two lines here with this kind of line. And I will test it, and it still works. And actually in this case, because I said earlier, I said earlier that there must be it automatically call when the constructor of a subclass is executed. First, the constructor of the superclass is called, or the default constructor of the superclass is called automatically. But that is not done when we call this explicitly. When we have the explicit call to the superclass constructor, then the default constructor of the superclass is not executed. And actually we can take this when we call the superclass constructor like this, we can actually take this constructor out. If we like, we can take this out from the program, and it should still work. Let's try it. Yes, it still works. So these are the basics of inheritance. The terms that I'm also using here. So the carnivore is a subclass, and it's also a lower class. And you can call the animal is a superclass, it's a higher class. Because we can also speak about class hierarchies. So when there are many classes in a system, they usually form class hierarchies. So we can say that this is a small hierarchy of classes. And some classes are lower in the hierarchy and some are higher. But I think this is now enough for inheritance for the time being. So again, I thank you for your attention here, and we will meet in some other video then. Bye.